Little interview by Kenan with Daru Jones, just ask him a few questions, and then get on with the music. Let's do it.
I appreciate y'all for being here. My name is Kenan, as Brother Tade announced. We're here with Daru Jones. I'm going to let him introduce himself. Best contemporary instrumental album as well as best arrangement instrumental a cappella, so very special. So tell us a little bit about your background. You're born in Michigan. Tell me about growing up. I know you had a Pentecostal background. What was it like, with music in a household, with church-going parents? What that looked like for you?
Okay, both of my parents, they're musicians. So I started at church at the age of 4. You know what I'm saying? So thank you. I'm grateful that I grew up with a household of musicians, because I wasn't forced to do, the other. But yeah, I started playing in church. I had a lot of cousins and uncles that played, and I was inspired. And I went to a church where we had service every night of the week on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? So that was different. Like you said, Pentecostal, Church of God in Christ, and I grew up as a super strict, religious background where anything outside of gospel was considered secular music, and it was a no-no. But I snuck. Mom and dad, choir director, they both played the piano and organ.
We're here to hear what you tell your story, brother. So however you feel compelled to do so. You did mention hip hop though. So I'm curious, how did hip hop touch you at that early age? One of the rules of hip hop being originality, standing out with individuality, setting your identity, or making sure you're telling your own story. I noticed that your drum kit kind of has like a special setup here. And tell me about the design for the kit, or how do you come to set this up in such a way that looks very unique to your own, styling and performance play?
Thank you. That's a good question. Actually, big shout out to hip hop. Any hip hop lovers in the building? One of the things that I really liked about hip hop was the fashion. I didn't really care about what they were saying. They just looked fresh. And then it was like, okay, now the music. But yeah, that's what really caught my eye is the fashion. And then one of the things back in the day, so it's Macy's, but everybody wanted to have something different. And that was one of the roots of hip hop, being authentic and being original, and that stuck with me. So when you see my drum kit, long story short, I just wanted to have an identity. And another example I could give, any Michael Jackson fans in the building? Prince? So what did Prince wear that everybody wasn't wearing?
Assless chaps. The heels, the king of heels?
The heels, right? Rest in peace. I didn't get a chance to ask him, but I'm pretty sure it was to build his identity. Now, what did Michael Jackson wear? Glitter gloves? The curl? It was all about him having an identity. So that's what my drum kit is, and I remember when I got introduced to the drum. All right, any guitar players? Bass players? Horn players? Rappers. Dang, I thought drummers was going to rule, but I think it's maybe even between horns. But anyway, when you're playing the drums, there's 2 grips. Grips meaning how you hold the stick. The first grip is called match grip. I'm going to show it to you. It's match grip because obviously both of the grips are the same on both sides. So this is match grip. It's the same match. Traditional grip. This is exaggerated grip. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the old school guys, they play like this, and it was inspired from the marching band. Y'all seen the marching band guys play? They would have quads and the drums wrapped around their body, and the drums would be hanging off to the side. So it's kind of slanted sideways. So that was a whole steez of the traditional grip. And Clyde Stubblefield, James Brown drummers, for those that don't know. Funky drummer, y'all familiar with that song? Funky drummer? So a lot of the hip hop producers, they were sampling those drums. And it wasn't a lot of extra, it was just a simple beat. And so it was just a loop. So it reminded me of Questlove drum kit without all the extra drums. So I was like, all right, I downsized my drum kit. But as you spoke about identity, I was like, man, I don't want my drums to look like Questlove drum, because if we have the same room, he might be mad. So I was like, what can I do now that I'm playing less drums like his drum kit how can I make it to my own identity? So basically what I did was flat, I angled it because I played the traditional break.
Some identity while you're behind the kit, right? Yeah, I respect it. And also originality, which is something that you picked up through, you know, what the early tenets of hip hop were pretty much, you know, encouraging folks to do. Speaking of early hip hop, Breakbeat Lose Ultimate Breaks. What's that record mean to you? What is that? You know, what do you think? What memories come up when you hear that?
Are you guys familiar with Breakbeat Lou? Short but long story. Breakbeat Lou and his partner Lenny, but they were responsible for, okay, like when I gave you an example of funky drummer, 1, 2, 3, 4, I wish you had to play it. You got it? Oh, we ain't gonna have time for that. But yeah, basically those breaks. So, Breakbeat Lou and Lenny, big up to what they did for the community. I had the honor of meeting Breakbeat Lou, and we're good friends. He actually did the intro to, I released the Daru Jones break sample pack. He did the intro, so Breakbeat Lou is very influential and staple to the hip hop game and the sampling community.
And so many genres of music, you know, composed off of just those snippets. You know, we talk about drum and bass with the Amen Brother loop, the Amen Brother sample, so many other samples, you know, that are responsible for full-on cultures, truly. Speaking about, you know, just the kit and other things, you recently had the privilege of playing a kit made out of cardboard. Is that right? The cardboard sessions, I watched the video with y'all, J-Rock, kind of, you know, doing tandem, him on the wheels of steel. J-Rock, Beat Junkies, and y'all know about World Famous Beat Junkies, J-Rock. So Daru just recently got to do some cardboard sessions. The video's crazy, the mix, it sounds
on YouTube. It's a part 1 through 4. It's a track that I'm playing over the original collaboration with myself and Madlib. Madlib? Yeah. So it's one of those tracks. J-Rock, amazing. He's one of your favorite DJs, you know what I'm saying? Top tier. And Mark Knox, and then it's just a drum solo. So yeah, that was that.
Like you said, the mix was wild. Definitely worth checking out. I could feel the energy just when you walked in the room. You was kind of just like in awe of the opportunity. So it was obviously something that you enjoyed, and that was translated through the performance. Speaking about like hip hop production and just kind of how you came to, your finding legs as a musician, Akai S900. How does that, play into your career trajectory? You know. This is a sampler for y'all that don't know. So early music, you had a piece of snippet. We talked about loops earlier, breaks earlier. You were able to capture a little bit of sound.
The S900 only had 8 seconds. You know what I'm saying? So that's nothing. So we had to figure out how to cheat it. And what we would do back in the days, not me telling the age, we had dual cassette players where you could turn it up. You could do the double speed. Anybody know about that on the cassette tapes? What do you call that? The double speed? Yeah, so we would cheat, you know what I'm saying? It was like the Chipmunks, you know the Chipmunks? So if you double speed, everything is fast. That's how I was able to get more time. So the S900 was cool. But then we had to mount the S900 to the old school Macintosh to a keyboard to get it to work. So it was 3, but now you can do everything on one machine. But yeah, I love that. I mean, I don't take that experience. I think it forced me to be creative with the less time. You know what I'm saying? And it just, back in the days, we didn't read the manuals. we just jumped in. Oh my God. Big shout out. Actually, I'm gonna have my partner come up and talk about it. Matter of fact, one time, let's give it up for Alex Marzilli. We're gonna sing his name. So I'm gonna let Alex give the story.
What's up, y'all? I'm Alex Wasili. I'm a trombone player. I also run Very Good Mondays at Gold Diggers, if you've ever been over there. We do a thing that's no covers allowed. Just 2 rules, don't be an asshole, but also no covers. And in March, they got a brand new PA, like a whole new system that sounds killing. And it wasn't operable for Monday, so the booker said, you gotta do something acoustic, or we just gotta call the night off. So acoustic, I think to him meant like a dude with a guitar. But for me, it meant 15 horn players and drums. So we got 15 horn players and a bunch more who joined us on stage as the night went on. We did Tina Wilcox, Nick Crane, myself and Ray Mason and Tiffany Johns on trombone. On saxophone is Jacob Sesney, Nick Ellman, Tristan Capel, and they've also played all their doubles, meaning like flute, clarinet, barrel sax, tenor saxophone, alto saxophone, soprano saxophone. We had Corbin Jones on sousaphone, and then on trumpets, Austin Drake, John Michael Bradford, Kyla Moskovich, and Austin Drake. So yeah, fucking you've seen these players play in arenas. They all have, yeah, you name it. All these musicians have played. You have paid lots of money to see them play. And a lot of them are in this room. So we horn players are the unsung heroes. We'll hang out in the back, collect the bread, and we can live a regular life. We don't get bothered at grocery stores. But yeah, we owe it to Daru giving me the call and saying, hey bro, let's make a record. So we're gonna play some of it. We're actually not gonna play any of those tunes tonight. We're just gonna completely make up everything.
So my brother Alex did a good job of letting us know who was on the record, as I mentioned some, very notable names. The record's incredible. No overdubs. Is that indication of how y'all recorded it? Was it done like kind of in that fashion, like kind of one take, how a band traditionally would? Y'all run into a click track, view the click track? Give us a little bit of background on that.
That's a good question. And Alex pretty much explained it the same way that the show went, where it was just off the cuff. You know what I'm saying? That's how we did in the studio. No overdubs. Yeah, overdub is when you record with everybody in the room, and then you go back and add on top of it. So we call no overdubs because we did everything live. So what y'all hear on the record is on all the digital platforms, and fingers crossed we're on a consideration